Right, boom, headset off, stand by. Welcome to MADtrading. I'm your host, MADtrader, a face for radio and a voice for silent film as ever. A bit of a weird day today. I've had a couple of little losing trades and another automated natural gas that just closed, but my original natural gas is still going, which is a strange one. Plus, my eldest daughter is in the middle of London. Well, bless her. Well, she's at the O2. I don't know if that's in the middle, but anyway, she's in the O2 singing to lots and lots and lots of people, which is amazing for her. And her little sister is ruling the roost while she's away, so she'll probably get a kick in when she gets back. Anyway, let's have a quick go over the strategy. And I will try and keep this as short as possible. If anyone does join the stream, because this is live, if anyone joins the stream and asks some questions, I'll happily answer as best I can. But if no one joins by the time we've finished, hey, you know how to get in touch with me. Discord if you want a one-to-one, or if you want to do a screen share and I'll help you set up MT4 or whatever you want to have help with. Or on Telegram, just send me a quick text and I'll get back to you as and when I can. Anywho, let's have a quick look. See, so the trading screen. So as per normal, we'll have a quick go over the strategy. Just in case it's not in your mind. Oh, and tonight I'll have a quick look at MT4 and how certain things get set up. But anyway, so a quick look at the strategy. So we only look at the daily and or the 4 hourly for now. I mean, do your own testing. Don't blindly listen to me. I'm just some kind of Fruit Loop. No guru. There are gurus in the world. I am not one of them. Certainly not for trading. And you can do this, what I do, and I'm not saying you should. This is not financial advice. But if you were to do it, you can do this on the on lower time frames, hourly and below. But I wouldn't. We're just looking at the daily and 4 hourly for now. And again, to remind you, we're only interested in longs on an engulfing candle above the 200 moving average. So if the candle closes above the 200, as hopefully you can see on the screen now. Oh, if you do join, or if you watch this back at a later stage, if the audio is not synced with the video, please let me know, because I've no idea what's going on. I tried to send one out. In fact, I did send a video out on Telegram the other day, and the audio was not synced with the video. So bottom of the candle, top of the candle. If that's not synced, let me know, and I'll try and sort something else out. I don't know. I'm still doing some back testing on MT4, which we'll go over later on. That might hold on, let me just try and move that bit out of the way. Do we need that? No, we don't need that. Cool, good. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully it's synced and you can see what I'm talking about. So we only go long. I only go long. Not telling you what to do. On an engulfing candle, a MADtrading engulfing candle, which we'll go over, only if it is above the 200 moving average or closes above the 200 moving average. And a MADtrading engulfing candle is this one right here. Just to remind you, the body of that candle we're looking at excuse me, needs to engulf completely. So the body needs to be above and, or well, equal to or higher than, or equal to and lower than the body of the candle next to it. If it engulfs others as well, that's an even better confluence. There's even better addition to saying, yes, tick that big box, let's go for a trade for me. But also the tail, the wick of the candles needs to be below the wick of the previous candle. And the wick of, the top of the wick needs to be above the highest point of the wick of the candle next to it. So it needs to be exactly like this candle here. Excuse me. This candle, which is a Friday candle, engulfs the Thursday, the Wednesday, and the Tuesday candles. So that's a good indication for me. Whether it's actually going to make its 261 is, probably neither here nor there, because we also have some resistance up at this point here at 12,447, which is something I drew many, God knows how long ago. Get back. And it extends way into the past. So price might now want to respect that and not go through it. So for the live trade that I've got through my funded account, I've put a take profit up here. I've moved my take profit down from 261 to this red line here. It nearly ticked me out. I'm guessing, tomorrow, day after, it might tick it out, and it might still go to 261. It might even go further, 300, 400, 500%. No idea, not bothered. I go off statistics. If you've not been on this channel before, and my statistics tell me that it's more statistically viable if I take a certain amount of percentage profit off of each trade here on the daily or 4-hourly engulfing candle. The same is true for the opposite. So if this was a red candle and it had closed below the 200, I'm only looking for shorts. Let me go and see one that was below, and I'll show you what I mean. Here we go. So here is a short. It's a engulfing candle on a Thursday. And we draw a fib from the top of the candle to the bottom of the candle, or, if it's a long, from the bottom of the candle to the top of the candle. And we set our fibs as I've shown a few people on the channel before. Zeros, you can have whatever you want, but it's got to have a 0, 100, a -20, and at least a 261. So from my statistical analysis, which is what I work from, it hits the 261 statistically. It hits the 261 on price does more often than not. If it's going to hit the 261, it sometimes goes down to 300, not always. Occasionally, something like, 15, 20% of the time, it will continue on past the 400%, but not all the time. And around about 20, 25% of the time, it only gets to 200, maybe close to 250, and then rolls away. That is if you get taken into the trade. And all we do is we set a entry a point or so below or above where the 100% is. So on this trade, it would have been 11,762, forget the 7, so 0, or 11,761 below. And our stop goes just 1 point or so above the 0 line. Or if you think it's going to be better if it goes to a support resistance line, and you set your stop loss at the -20. And that just gives you a little bit more room to play. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, this trade was not taken in because we don't set it whilst this day is going. We set it at the end of the day, so 10 o'clock-ish, 10:30 at night, so in about an hour's time, because it's only 21:25 in a minute. And we would not have been taken into this trade either on the Friday, the Sunday, thankfully, or the Monday or the Tuesday, and it would have just, continued on up. So this trade was a non-trade. In fact, I can get rid of that. This one, however, took me in. And part of my rules, not the rules, you don't have to follow anything that I say, please don't. But part of my rules are that if price were to have gone down below where my entry is before it took me into the trade, I'm out the trade. I can then get back into the trade as I did on the CAD Chef. I can get back into a trade if I wanted to. I did it on the hourly, I think it was. Was it the CAD chef? Where's that? We looked at this the other day, didn't we? Oh, CAD yen. No, CAD yen. So here we go. So it didn't take me into the trade, but it didn't take me out of the trade, so I just stayed in the trade. If this had gone up past the 0 line on the Tuesday, then I would have cancelled the trade. But if it had come back down and made this doji or this doji, then I would have set the trade again. And as it happened, it went straight to the 261 on the CAD yen. And then we looked at the 4 hourly on that as well, didn't we? And I did say that it might come back down to this line here and bounce away. It didn't. It smashed through. It hit support around about here where it is now, actually, 9517, and then it's doing a bit of a dead cat bounce, a little bit of a bounce down. And then the theory is, probabilities is that if it continues to bounce like this, it'll just pop back up again and follow this this line, which the MACD and the stochastic are both suggesting that might be true. But anyway, we'll see. So now that we've gone over the strategy itself, my strategy, a daily engulfing strategy. So I'm just quickly looking at what is it that I'm looking at? I'm looking at this thing and another thing and the stream thing. Why have I gone mad? Anyway, never mind. And now that we've gone over the strategy, my strategy, you just set your trades and away you go. Leave it to it. There's no trade today on pound dollar, euro dollar. Let's have a look. See, we're only looking for longs and there's no long opportunity there. This was another one that I set on a Friday. I set my take profit at this black line here. It definitely hit that. It smashed it, just tipping through it. And if I'd just left it a little bit more, it would only tipped through it again. I'm not sure whether it's going to bounce past this. It might do, but it might not. But rather than waiting all this time for it to get to 261, I just set my take profit at this little black line here, this little resistance line on the top there. But anyway, today, no trade. I'm going to get some fizzy goodness. I was on the coffees the other day because it was snowing. But today, it's not snowing. It's quite warm, I think. That's better. So, UJ, we're looking for shorts on the daily. There's no trade short. There would have been Wednesday. So let's look through that. In fact, I might pop an order on that in a minute or two. Hold on. Nope, it's not. If we put a line, just so we are clear, that line there, too big, isn't it? No way. That is not below the Tuesday candle. It might look as though it is, but zoom in. No, it opened above and didn't go down below the bottom of the Tuesday candle. So that for me is not an engulfing candle. It might still work out. It might do. I doubt it, but it might. But for today, there's no short opportunity. AUD, USD, only looking for longs, no long today. Euro, pound, which we spoke about the other day, is the same as the pound euro, but just in reverse. So euro, pound, whichever one you want to look at. We're looking for longs to be above the 200. I would have imagined this would come down. I might need to get rid of that line in a minute. Or in a minute, should I say. This important resistance line. But I would imagine that would come down and bounce around about the 87 or 86.90 region and pop back off again. If we get a daily engulfing after that, that's when we would jump ourselves in. USD CAD, When looking for longs, there is a long opportunity from Wednesday. However, we have made a significant high on the MACD, as well as a significant high on the stochastic. We've moved down. We've had a higher high. This is a higher low, but now we've only made a lower high. And these candles here that I'm pointing at did not go above this high here. And then as we've got a high on the stochastic, a lower high on the stochastic, lower high still. This bit here, if you look at this at the bottom right of the screen where my cursor is, this stochastic here is quite low, but the price here is near enough the same. It's not, it's quite high in relation to it. I would imagine that to fall over, or is looking at about to fall over. Hence, I didn't get into this trade here. No biggie. You can make up excuses, to not get into a trade. That's fine. It's when it's, blatantly obvious that it's a trade for you to get into, certainly. And this is something I was going to try and bring up in a couple of months' time. Certainly, if there's a new or fresh crossover on a 200, which is another strategy that I use, if it's a first cross over the 200 and then a subsequent new engulfing candle, then yes, take it. I mean, this isn't, because the bottom of the wick does not engulf this wick. That's not an engulfing candle. That's short. We're looking for long, so there would have been a good one there on the Monday, but we don't do it for Sunday, so you can't do it. Where would another good one be? That's probably Monday. Yeah, it is. Yeah. There you go. So there's a Wednesday the 17th. Oh, let me open that up. So that's quite close to 200. It's the first real engulfing candle after a Wednesday. And let's just see if that had made, which I'm guessing it would have. It definitely engulfed the previous candle, which is a Tuesday, so not a Sunday. And it definitely made 261. So you risk £100, you make £161 back. That's how it works. And there's no, that's not one. There's another one. You might have been stopped out on this Tuesday one, and you definitely wouldn't have been stopped out on this Tuesday one. That's a good one. Let's just see whether we would have made on that. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where was I? Tuesday, 13th of September. No idea. Anyway, I missed out on that one. Well, on this chart I did. That would definitely have made 261. So 2 winners, 1 possible loss. And you just keep on adding to it. You just keep on adding. But the more or the higher up you go, so when the stochastic is, way overbought or over this 80 line, it's unlikely to continue on. And as it happens, it didn't. It hit a plateau or peak, and it started to make its way down. Excuse me. So now I would have imagined that we're going to be looking at a rollover. If this does not make a higher high to here, we're then going to probably roll back over again. So currently, on the daily, there is no trade. Euro yen, scrolly round a bit, we are only looking for shorts. That would have been a good entry. Did I get into that one? I don't think I did. I don't know why. Where was I? 17th of Jan. 2 days ago. I was not in that. Hold on. 17 Jan. I'm just putting it down on my pad, and I can check on my live accounts in a minute or two. 17 Jan, and that's Euro yen. Cool. Anyway, that probably wouldn't have. Oh, I know why. I did, idiot. But it whipped out. So it didn't take us into or take me into the trade, but it did spike up and go past where my stop would have been, so therefore cancel the trade. Yeah. And if we look, just scroll out a little bit, you better see there's a bounce, there's a bounce, there's a bounce, there's a bounce. and these are, you know, higher high, lower high. We're probably looking at a break of that. Looking at the weekly, it's probably, you know, either coming down for another bounce up, or what's this news? Excuse me, unemployment news. Probably didn't help it. 17th, yeah, no, 18th yesterday. Yeah. Oh, housing, yeah, what's happening on Friday? Consumer confidence for us, yeah, not very confident. Anyway, so euro yen, I would have imagined, would be going for a bounce on a weekly sometime soon, but for daily, you know, stay away from that for now. USD Sheffage, we are only looking for shorts. I'm currently in a short on USD Chef from this Friday the 6th. There's quite a lot of trades entered on Friday the 6th. I'm guessing that it's gonna roll over. There's nothing left. There's nothing to the left. There's some price action around here from the beginning of 2022, but I think it's made its move south, if I'm honest. And when I look at these tomorrow, I might see whether I should, you know, move my stops to the top of this this candle for Wednesday or not. We'll see. But currently, no trade short. Euro Chef, we are looking for shorts, and that's a long candle. So no trade on the Euro Chef. And same again, the pound euro is just a mirror image of the euro pound, funny enough. And there's no shorting opportunity, excuse me, at the minute. Oh, I'm knackered. I have a quick look, see. Right, so no one's joined on, so no questions. Anyone in Animagram? Nope. Anyone in Discord? No. Cool. This is probably going to fall over, by the way. Pound against the euro or euro against the pound will increase, not because of anything other than price action. There's a trend line that's coming up, and a 200 bounce. There's a 335 just below it. It's looking like it's ready to bounce. We tend to see big wide sweep of the MACD on these settings here, if you wanted to look at that, and then that will come back down, make some red histograms, but it won't go lower than this low, or if it does, then it's broken, it's going to go short. This low here on the MACD from the signal line, it wasn't broken by this, even though price did, and then it bounced back up again. So I'll probably wait until I find we'll see another green histogram after the cross, and then we'll probably find that the stochastic has made an equal or lower low, and then it will make us a lower high on the stochastic, which means it will continue to fall over. Anywho, so what I've just gone through there is you can go through on anything on the pound yen, on indices, and let's look at Wall Street, which I'm doing some back testing on, along with some, you know, natural gas and whatnot. They don't seem to be following the same pattern on the daily. The 4 hourly seems to be the best pattern for these on indices. Certainly here on Tuesday gone, for indices, for me anyway, it needs to be a shorter, sharper win. So I've set mine at 225 for indices. That's still, you know, risk 100, make 125. You're still making, you know, 1.25% back on each trade, roughly speaking. But anyway, so you can do it on anything you want, and on natural gas, because I'm heavily into trading on the natural gas, this is it's a bugbear of mine. The markets do they do manipulate things, and the markets, I mean, not the brokers themselves, but they do manipulate things quite easily. You can see it quite easily, should I say. But it does respect certain boundaries when it comes to engulfing candles. So, for instance, this Thursday 29th, I was not trading then. I was away at my half a day job. Same again on Friday the 30th. And there's a couple of others, you better see as you look through it yourself. Another couple of other trades you could have taken, certainly on the 4-hourly. And the daily is, again, it's not as simple and straightforward as you would have imagined. These are on the hourly, by the way. It's not as straightforward as simple as you would have imagined, but they do work out, surprisingly well. Let's have a quick look on the 4-hourly then. So we've done the hourly. There's no trades that I can see anyway. 4-hourly, I'm looking for longs. No long position available. Euro USD. There would have been one if that wick had come down a bit more, but it hasn't. And in my estimation, it's not going to get past, or not too far past, this resistance line anyway. So nothing going on there. UJ, I'm looking for shorts. There's no shorting opportunity that I can see. AUD, USD, nothing. Euro, pound, nothing. UCAD, nothing. Euro, Japanese yen, nothing. USD, CHF, nothing. Again, this is all on the 4-hourly. And Euro, Chef, looking for longs, no long opportunity there. That's it. That's as quick as it takes me to go through of a night time for this strategy anyway, to see if there's any opportunity. So let's say there was an opportunity for us to take a trade. Let's say there was an opportunity. Let me move this down a bit, actually. Can you see that top bit? Right, there you go. Got it there? Yeah. I'm going to cut off the bottom bit. Never mind, it doesn't matter. So, what was that? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, if you see an opportunity, for example, an engulfing candle, and you wanted to take that trade, do the analysis on the web applet. So you would do your Fibonacci on the web side of life. And then once you've got your levels, you then write them down or not, have them on your screen as well. You go into your MT4 and you just place a trade. So for me, touch on the trade, it's F9. What is that? Oh, that's not on the screen. F9 brings up the trading order form or order sheet. You set your trade to whatever you want to set it to. You put your stop loss, you put your take profit. And it's either an instant execution, but we want a pending order. And again, whether it's a buy or a sell, you need to set that up yourself. And then, just hit place, and it will place that order for you. So currently, am I? Yep, currently I'm in a trade here on the pound yen. And the way, I sent this out in Telegram a while back. I'll try and do it again later on tonight if you fancied. Just hit me up on Telegram. Say yes, you want the set files. This is my complete set file here. It is a indicator list. Here we go. Where's my indicator list? Get over here. Once you set up your charts, you just choose the thing you want to trade, and they're all at the bottom. All you need is a stochastic oscillator with 7, 3, and 5. Something off the marketplace, which is called a BB engulfing bar V2, which is these things here. And I've set it up so that it shows me what I need. So it's set up for me, so that it's the actual engulfing candle, not these stubby nosed no wick candles. It's an actual engulfing candle with the wick engulfing the previous wick as well. And you can have these on the daily, you can have them on the hourly, the 15-minute, we'll go through in a second. A candle timer, it doesn't have to be this Blartec one, but any candle timer to tell you how long is left. And that's not so you know how quickly you've got to put the trade on. It's so that you know that it's close to the end of the trading day. Within the last couple of hours, the only things that are trading are algorithms or people like us or me. And we don't get to move the market. Algorithms do. They put on a wedge of cash, a lot of money on the market very quickly. And that will move price a lot. But at the end of the day, it's not going to do a huge amount to the price. It's stuff that's already set for a sell or a buy. For example, let me just get some liquid that's better. For example, here on the pound yen, this candle here is below the 200. Oh, by the way, my 200 is this blue one. So if I hover over this blue one, it tells you there it's a 200 moving average. So we are below the 200 moving average, which is why I took it on this this candle here. This yellow one here, gold one, is a 594. It's just something that I'm doing a back test on. You better see it on the bottom here. I'm doing back tests on 14 different 14, where's my paper? 13 different forex pairs I'm doing a back test on to see which ones work best, whether this 594 is the one to go with or not. So forget that for now, although I can't get rid of it. But it's this blue line up here is a 200. This wick is massive compared to most other wicks that are going on, and that does tell a story, but it also can be a lie. So don't automatically think, oh look, we're at the bottom of a range and it's going to go up. Oh no, there's a big massive wick. That's a tradable candle all on its own. There's a whole strategy around these types of candles, which I don't trade, but you can if you want. Don't automatically think that it's going to go down from here. It doesn't. Not always. It can pop up, wick people out, and then fall over. Because we've not made a lower low. We've made equal lows on the stochastics, but we've made a higher low on price. You always look back, always look left. But me, I just trade the engulfing candles that I see. And once you've set up your chart, and you've got these candles on, and they're set up to the way you want them, as long as you follow, or not you, as long as I follow my rules, strategically and without fault, statistics tell me that I am X amount likely to win that trade. So it's very likely that if I'd taken these 3 trades in a row, that would have been 3 winners. I'm not going to take these 2. I'm going to take that one. I might have been stopped out. Probably would have been stopped out. Probably would have been stopped out on that one. That one would have been a winner. And that one would have been a probable winner, depending on the size of the candle. This candle that I'm trading on at the minute is quite large in itself, but it also goes between a range. So it takes the top of this range and the bottom of this range here, these candles. It takes these out, which for me is a good indicator that it's on its way down. This 594, I'm looking at, the strategy I'm looking at, I might as well tell you, is a 594 cross rather than, or as well as, a 200 cross. So if it crosses on the 594, it is more likely to continue in that direction for an extended period of time. Whether you make more money or not is a different matter, but it's likely to continue for an extended period of time. That's all I'm doing the back tests on. Anywho, if you wanted to look at the 4 hourly, these candles will also show up on the 4 hourly. This is definitely below the 200. This is the candle that we're looking at. In fact, it takes in this entire couple of ranges here, but this will be the candle that I'm looking at on the daily. But you could always have added to it. So taken a trade here, added more to it there. Yes, you could have added here. Yes, you could have added here if you were up and about at 8 o'clock in the morning, or what one's this? What time is this? Yeah, again 8 o'clock in the morning, or is that another 8 o'clock candle? 8 o'clock at night. You could have added. You wouldn't have taken a long on that blue one, and it's just a little bit more. It's shorter. It's quicker. The trades don't last as long, but they do yield nice results. Not all the time, but they do yield nice results. But again, when you go down time frames, you have to excuse me, you have to expect less result. I don't mean less times it'll win. I mean you have to expect less money. So if you'd have taken this trade on this red candle here, which was 8 o'clock at night on the 12th, you couldn't have expected that to continue down. Well, let's just do it. I hate using the fibs on here. I can't set it up properly. Nope, done it wrong already. I don't like doing fibs on this malarkey. It's not set up for me. Oh, yep, so you couldn't have expected it to have gone down further than the 500. If we look at the pound yen hourly, when was that? Let me write this down before I forget. GJ 1 hour. What day was that? If there's anything you want me to look at, by the way, if anyone is, I can't see in a minute, but if anyone is on watching and you want me to look at a certain market, please let me know. 23 out 100 hours. Was that on the hourly? Yeah. So let's see. I wouldn't have been around. I wouldn't have been trading there. So let's have a look at the pound. Dewberry. Pound yen. Wasn't it? Yep. Pound yen. 1 hour. On the 12th. Back here. 12th of Jan. We go 8 o'clock. I think I mentioned this as well on the other video. Brokers live web applet, so what you're looking at now, and their MT4 and their direct to market access, if you've got direct to market access, their DMAs show very different prices at very different times. So it might not be the same candle. So let's have a look, see. 8 o'clock candle. Yeah, okay. It's definitely an engulfing candle. If I was about, so this 11 o'clock candle might have taken me out with spread. So if the spread is, what is the spread on this anyway? Spread is 4.8. Let's call that 5 points. That probably would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that would have taken me out. That would have stopped me out. Might have stopped you out as well. Which is why the 20 point extra on the fib comes in handy. Now, so remember, we've got this is the 8 o'clock candle. We'll see in a second on MT4. This candle here at 11 o'clock probably would have stopped me out. So let's look at this one more. Oh, try and zoom in as far as I can. Hopefully the video and audio is syncing up. Zoomity, 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 zoomity. So this is exactly the same candle that we've just been looking at on my web applet. on my web trader. That's the 12th of the 1st at 8 o'clock. This candle here was the one that would have taken me out on the web. It did not take me out, or would not have taken me out on MT4. So that's another reason why I'm not a lover of MT4. It shows better prices, yes, but it doesn't show the same prices as that on the web applet that I am setting my trades to, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I don't know. So, but GJ, let's look at GJ. Where's GJ? Along here, GJ. Oh, you can't see that. Where's my spread? Oh yeah, it does say the spread. Pants on a stick. So the spread for GJ is 66 on here, which is, or 71, which is 7 points. And on online, it's 6.1 now. So if we were to add 7 points from here to there, what price would that be? So just look to the right hand side of that. So that's 67, 71, 73, 76. We might have been alright. 94 point. And what is it? It's currently GJ 60 points. So it might have been alright. But I'm guessing it might have whipped us out as it did on the web applet. Anyway, where was I going with this? I can't remember. What was I trying to say? Yeah. So if you do it on a shorter time frame, you can't expect the same type of results. However, the shorter the time frame, the more often you can use the engulfing candle, I find. So, for example, let's have a look at this one here. It's above the 200. We're only looking for longs. Yes, I can see it's on above this 594, but that's what this test is hopefully going to tell me whether it works or not. But if you had have taken, this one at least, you would have made a bit of money. If you'd have taken that one, you might have made some money. If you'd have taken that one, you'd have lost. But if you'd have taken this one or one of these, you would have won. So the lower down the time frame, the more times you can trade, but the more times you are going to lose, and you're not going to win as much money or as much of the time. Back onto the daily. Let me. Oh, dear me. Please me. Back onto the daily for the GJ. Was that the GJ daily? That was, wasn't it? Yeah. Move that along. Spread. So currently waiting to see what happens with this candle here. It might go up and breach this high. If it does, I'll probably just cut it for a half loss, or move my stop to 50 points or 50% of this candle and leave it alone and see what happens. So yeah, let me know on Telegram or Discord or wherever, or even on here, YouTube. Let me know if you want the set for this, which should give you the white background, should give you the moving averages, the stochastics, and you'll need to download the Blartec. Where's it gone again? Where's my indicator list again? Need to download the stochastic, sorry. Need to download the BB engulfing bar version 2 and the Blartec candle timer. Yeah, you'll just have to download that and add it to your chart. Save your chart, and then that's you. Away you popple. I did also mention on the other video that I'd have a quick go over the 9200. Now I know there's a couple of people that are that may have watched one or two of my videos beforehand. But certainly on the 9200 that I do, and it's not changed. That's the wrong word, but I wanted to just make sure that everybody watching this now. Is there anyone watching this? Let me have a look. See, I doubt it. No one ever does. Everyone, oh yeah, I'll join on. No one ever does. Right. No. Awesome. But if anyone watches this later on, and you're wondering, what's about 9,200? Eh? What? How much? Here is what I mean. Let's do it on obscure. Let's do it on something that I've never even heard of. Now, it's got to move though, so let's go with USD versus a try. Is that the Trinidad? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. No, can't do that. That's mental. Let's go on something not so bad. New Zealand USD. Here we go. Right, so. And it's on a daily or higher, so you can do this on weekly. You can do it on a daily. That was a very good trade I took there. Yeah. Anyway, remember that because I left it on way back in January, February of 2018. And that was probably one of my biggest winners. I didn't realise what I'd done, if I was honest. And then when it got all the way back down to here again after a second bounce, I just got out. I do remember that. Anyway, so the higher time frame, the better it is. But let's look at it on the daily. We're looking for a daily 9,200. Let me get rid of these for now. I'll put them back on in a second. So it's just these two lines, 9,200. This is one of my strategies, not on IG. I used to use IG for my 9,200s. I don't use IG now for my 9,200s. That's on a different platform. And this is, again, if you get MT4, you can make your own back tests. You can, do your own thing. Test this out before blindly doing it, because it's not exactly, it takes a while for the money to come through. So let's go with the, this one here, the cross on Wednesday, 3rd of June, 2020. So a good couple of years ago. The 9 crosses over the 200 on this candle here. And this is where things like the ATR come into play. I'm not saying you need to, but I take from the body of the candle, not the wick, the body of the candle, and I add an ATR. So from here, 6428, I would add this ATR of 75, let's call it. So if anyone's good at maths, you would just add. Where's my oval? Remember, this isn't a this isn't a what's it called? Oh no, I'm looking for the wrong thing. This isn't a set amount of money you're going to win or lose. This is quite what's the word I'm looking for? It's quite open. Anyway, look at the blue number on the left hand side of that bar, and I'm just looking for 75. That's close enough. So with that there, I would set my trade to open up here, and my stop is just below, it's this bit here, just below the 200 moving average. And that's it. That's all I do. That is a just so happens to be this candle here, but that is 255. Let's go for 257 points. Pound a point. It's 257 pound. And I get out when the 9 crosses back below the 200 over here. So it crossed below here. Oh, it's in between these two candles. So on the close of the next candle, So that could have been down here. Excuse me, it's not. It's up here. It's on the close of that candle. It gives me 440 points. That is it. But that's also a mark to go short. Now, there's a few caveats. There's a few other bits of information on there. Again, same as the engulfing candle. If I'd set a trade to open short on this candle with this ATR of 60, which would have been down here somewhere, if price breaches where my stop would have been up at the 200 before it gets me into a trade, I'm out. I don't do that trade. I'm not going to wait around. God knows how many months this would have been till July, a whole month, just to get into a trade, which would probably just take me out anyway. It would have got me in on this candle and taken me out on this candle here. So if it breaches my stop before it takes me into a trade, I don't let the trade go on. I cancel it and I wait for the next cross. Similarly on this cross, this plus an ATR, which is 50, let's call it 60, would have been up here somewhere. I wouldn't have been taken into that trade. And that's what the ATR for me does. On this one, let's go on to one that I did do. Might actually better see it as well. Let's see. Did I leave it on there? I did not. So there's a trade way back, way back, across here. So zoom in. I'll show you. It crossed in between these two, which is this candle here. From the body, take an ATR of 63, let's call it, and you add 63, take away 63, which is about here-ish. There's my stop, there to there, and it just ran, just kept on going. I don't move the stop, just ran, and I get out down here. That was a lot. There's a lot of points, but there are some times that it loses. Don't get me wrong. Because we're in a financial black hole at the minute, it's very what's the word? It's very unpredictable, because the markets want their money and people are losing money hand over fist because of crypto. Some people are making lots of money, but the majority are losing money because of crypto. The markets are very unpredictable. So an entry here, for example, ding, 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 November last year, blimey, only last month, it would have been the top of this candle plus an ATR, which was 110. So here, at 424 would be 535. Up here, you'd be in that trade, but one, it's coming up for some support resistance, and financial troubles within the Eurozone, and the dollar probably about to be boosted again. Probably does mean that's going to fall over. So that would have been a waste of time. If it doesn't, and I'm wrong, hey, I've missed out on one trade. It's no biggie. And there are millions of other things to trade on. USDs are, never even looked at it, don't know whether that's worth it or not. But that looks like it could have panned out. That one maybe panned out, I don't know. That one there looks like it definitely panned out. All the way down there. Probably a loss. Wouldn't have got taken in. Probably a loss. But the losers are small compared to your winners, my winners. And if you watch other people on YouTube, great, do it, crack on. They are experts compared to me. I'm just some kind of pleb who's managed to figure out a couple of strategies that have worked for me. I continue to do it, and it buys me new pants and some kebabs. In fact, I was on a bender a couple of nights ago, Monday in fact, with a very good friend of mine. A couple of bits of bad news came my way whilst I was at work. Yeah. So I went out with a friend, got smashed out my tiny little cheesecake on the Monday. But I got smashed and had a kebab, funny enough, on the way home. On trading cash, I just used my crypto.com card. Where's it gone? Just used my my crypto.com card, and paid for everything, which is weird down here. It's like you're looking at them from across Mars or somewhere. No one's ever heard of it, seen of it. They've not touched one before. And fun enough, it got loads of beers and a kebab for me. So trading for me pays lots of things and lots of people, but it also allows me a luxury to buy certain things or to pay for certain things when I want. I haven't got to worry about it. And that only came about because I stopped faffing. I stopped thinking, shit, I need to get this top here and trade it down, and I need to get this bottom bit and then get that bit. Oh, it made a lower high. Oh, right, so this is going to make a lower low, and I lost my money. And I stopped freaking worrying. So, right, I'm going to lose, 100, maybe 200 quid on this trade. Oh, never mind. I'll lose 200 quid. Never mind. I'll lose 200 quid on that trade. Never mind. Oh, look, I didn't lose anything, but now I'm back in on a long. Oh, that made 50 quid. Still losing. Maybe a loss. Maybe a loss it wouldn't have been. Yes, a loss. But then, look at that. A massive winner. Oh, no, on a stupid USD ZAR, whatever that is. So if I was trading that would have been a decent winner. Euro Chef. Daily. 9,200. Just look at it. Do your own back testing. Write it down. Write down what you would have done, when, where, how much, and see whether it would make money. Only go with a cross, a full cross. Don't worry about these little blips. It's only if this actually crosses. And here's one. I remember talking to Ron and not Ron, who might listen to this later on. I remember talking to them about this exact strategy. Yes, it's crossed, but by the time you've looked at it, you've got to wait for that confirmation. So if you've looked at it and it's just about crossed, but you're not entirely sure, if you'd have waited another day, it would have gone back down again in your favour, as most of them do. Just give it time. Let's have a look at Euro USD. That's a very nice one. Did I already go through it? I think I did. Yeah, that was very good. Pound dollar also works, but things change over time. So back in the bad old days, as it were. I don't think I'll go back that far, but back in the days of yore, you were looking at massive candles here. You were getting into a trade, but then getting stopped out for a full loss. 200, 250, 300 quid. But then you were back in, maybe, but you wouldn't have been. You would have been back in on that. And then on your broker, because your stop is down at 200 or just below it, you might have been spiked out on this. They were not fun days, but you persevere. And it pays off in the long run. I don't know anyone who trades today who got rich over a few months. I know a couple of people have taken, a couple of grand to 5, 6, 7 grand trading in a month or two. Yep. But they've not taken a full wedge of cash and turned it into a couple of million overnight. And I haven't either, but I know people have taken 15 grand of savings and over 2 years, for instance, turned that into 65, 75 grand in 2 years. Compounding. It's awesome. And not just doing the 9,200, they've done it in another way. I'm sure I've told Ron this at least. This was something I thought up when I was learning and trading with a chap who now moves or had moved to Canada. I haven't spoken to him in a few months, and opened up his own little trading fund. Got a wedge of cash from ADVFN, and yeah, started up his own little fund. Paid his employees pittance, because it literally is just an algorithm that you click yes and no on, which is what I've done. There's a good segue. Which is what I've done on these things. So I've turned one of my trading strategies into an algo, and it seems to be working. At least one or two of them, it seems to be working on MT4 anyway. There's the odd blip where I have to phone them up and say, excuse me, why did that candle jump up 40 points when, every other trading strategy, every other trading chart that I'm looking at, there was no 40-point jump. What's going on there? You can't have a 40-point spread jump. It just doesn't work like that. But, we live and we learn. Let me move that back up there the way. Cool. Right. So that's it. Where were we? Daily engulfing strategy. And if you wanted to go over the blimey, what happened there? I want to go over my 9200. I'll be happy to take people through that. No problem. It's a very long-term strategy. You will lose probably around about 50% of your trades. And that's over all pairs or oil. My God, that's where's my commodity? So Brent crude, right? So regardless of what you think is going to happen to Brent crude, regardless of what you think that is going to happen to Brent crude, I think it was around about here, maybe November. I put a something out anyway on Telegram, and I said no, I'm very much long on oil, even though we are below the 200. I take into account the weeklies and the monthlies, and we're coming up for a 200 bounce. It must have been like November, December. Anyway, expecting a big hit and a shove off. Unbeknownst to me, bleeding lunatics that run the world decided to, oh no, we're going to put a cap on oil. Bastards. Still long on that through Black Bear, and a few others. But, and this is the but, daily, here on all, that's my staging points, by the way, these lines. Daily, absolutely amazing. Look at that for a cross. Cross is here at December 21, and then that's an absolute mammoth return. Absolute mammoth. Anyway, do it for whatever you want. Gold, blimey. So gold used to hurt me. Gold used to hurt me a lot. Gold would take me, it would take me to Lidl rather than Waitrose, and it would spank me all the way around. And instead of giving me Walker's crisps, it would give me Lidl's weird crunchy twiglet things, and it wouldn't give me a nice time. Until I looked at gold in the same light, and I don't think it was daily. I think I did it 4 hourly when I was doing it. But anyway, I did exactly the same. Here's a cross. I'll add an ATR, 11, 12, whatever, and then away we go. Excuse me. That's it. That is it. But you have to do your own back testing. Don't take my word for it. Look at things yourself. Look for patterns yourself. Don't, I'm not a signal service, although I'll help people if they want to go over any strategy that I use. No worries, you can have it. But don't just blindly take my word for it. Do paper trading, definitely demo trading before you go anywhere near live trading. And even when you do the live trading, the most important thing is your psychology. Yes, you've got to give things time. Yes, you've got to have the money to trade, and yes, you've got to have a strategy that works. But if your psychology is constantly saying this will never work, it's got to bounce. This is definitely the high. It's got to fall over any second. You're just going to put more doubt into your mind, and you won't take the trade. And then if you were right that first time, then you'll just have a negative attitude against the next trade. Oh no, that's exactly the same. Gone back up. It can't go any higher. It's going to fall over. There's no point me going long. And then look, it would have made an absolute fortune. And then you'll just kick yourself. Just do the same thing all the time. Lose as little as you can. Lose money that you can lose, by the way. Don't just, go to the bank and get a loan, as one or two people have done, and start trading, because you won't be ready for it. You'll lose it all, and it will kill you. It will devastate you. But demo trade, paper trade, work out your statistics, see what you're comfortable losing with the amount of money you need to start with. Then once you've gotten to the point where it's hold on. Once you got to the point where you're going to have maybe a 30-40% losing rate, but on the winning side of life, if you use all of these to your advantage, on the winning side of life, those ones that do win will win way more than you lose over time. You can't do this on a 15-minute, for instance. You'd have to do it very differently. Very differently. I'm not around at 2:45 when I'm at home. I might be off out picking the kids up. I might be, doing something else. But even if I am, this cross here would have taken me in, but that's a loss. This cross here, I wouldn't have taken because it would have gone down to my my stop loss. But it didn't actually cross. Remember, my stop loss is below 200, so you've got to change things. But even if I was still in it would have taken me in and then straight back out again. That would have taken me in, probably. Might have even stopped me out. But then it would have taken me in and made a massive loss here. So there's a psychology of all those losers. Excuse me. Talking too much. To get over, and then you hit the big win, like this one here. That might have actually taken you out, and you got to deal with that. You got to deal with those spikes. So the 15-minute, probably not a good one. Definitely not on the 5-minute. You'd have to do your own research and find out which of these moving averages, so that's all they are, would work best. And it might be the 594. I don't know. That's why I'm doing my back testing. But definitely the 4-hourly and the daily and the weekly, it's an absolute godsend. If you want to know more about that, give me a shout. I want to shut the fuck up because I am boring myself now. Thanks for not joining live. If you have watched it, thanks again. Give me a shout. Let me know if you want anything, and I'll be more than happy to help anybody out and go through some of my strategies that you might then want to look at paper trading on a demo. I'm not a guru. It's not financial advice. Love you.